All right, friends, here it is, the finished journal. I love it. It is so wonderfully soft and grungy, like it has a real I've been around a while vibe to it. And it uses scraps for the tie, for the closure. And on the inside cover, there's a lined envelope with a tag on the inside, and then a pocket here for another tag. And then this label's made to look as though it closed up, it was across all of the pages. And here's a little lace tuck spot with an envelope. Here's a little flipping pocket with a tag. And then on this side there is room for journaling. And what else? Here's an old photo, or old style photo. It's actually a reproduction, and a lace tuck. Here's another place for journaling. Here's another expanding set of pockets with tags in each. And I didn't put a tag in this back one. You can see all here. And then on the other side, journal space, another little tuck tag, or tuck pocket with some other tags in it. It's a very tag heavy journal. What else? A piece of vintage paper and another lace tuck. This page opens up like this, and then pull this down and you get a full page of journal space. Another little pocket area with a number tag. Here we have an image of a young girl, and then you open it up and there's a clown and some young kids with some sewing. And then here another expandable pocket section. I figure since it's a small journal, I want it to expand so that you can have as much room as possible. Here's another pocket with another tag. And this one has a little stencil tag in it. A lot of numbers and tags. That was kind of on my mind as I was decorating this. And then in here, a little policy closure here. A couple of old style photos. And they go in this little envelope if you want them to. And another little envelope here. Again, just for hiding little goodies. So there you have it. It's a little bit, I don't even know how to describe it really. It's got some grunge, it's got some age, but it's soft and warm and engaging. I think it was a great project for me to do. It was just what my head needed, I think, to kind of bounce me out of this weird space that I've been in. So I'm really happy that I did it because it wasn't what I've been up to lately, and it really was satisfying to just make something without a plan, and that's what this journal was all about. So I will be selling it because I cannot keep every journal I own, so look for it on my Ko-fi page, and I'll mark it here if it's sold. But all in all, thanks for going on this journey with me, and I hope that it will inspire you to maybe use some odd materials and to do something a little bit different. So I will run some video after this of some of these. I do have some of the decoration videos. I did video some of it, not a lot of it, but enough, I think, in case you have any questions. So there you have it. Go create, be awesome. So what I have here are a few freebies that are available on my Ko-fi site. So if you check in, usually Friday mornings, I do a weekly roundup called End Papers, and there's always something attached to that to just basically thank you all for your support and participation. So what I did is I printed a few on paper, a few on some 65-pound cardstock, and I'm trying to decide what I want to do with them. And this will be a good little test for me to see, is what I'm providing useful to you, or could it be? So I'm going to use this one, I think. And this is a great old menu that I really love. It's a little too white for me on this paper. I should have printed it on cream. So I'm just going to, using leftover ink, whatever's on it, off this brush to just dull things up a little and age them. There, better already. So now I'm going to take this. Now I want to make a hinged pocket with this, but I don't want it to be just sitting in there straight. So much of what I do, as you all know, is pretty straight on. So I'm going to take this and instead fold it a little crooked. So I know I want to use this part. I want Montreal to show. The name of the hotel would be nice. So I'm just going to do this to it. All right, so now this is my fold here. So now I'm going to trim to a size that's appropriate for my, no, don't need those, appropriate for my journal. So I'm going to take what is now my new straight bottom edge and just come in here and just lop some of this off, just so I can work with the size. So this is as low as I can go. This is the largest dimension I can use if I'm using the artwork itself. So I'm just going to come in here and ta-da, and then same to here. All right, so now I've already cut it. Why didn't it cut? Why didn't you cut? That's weird. I have it now, so it's on an angle, even though on the page I printed from it was straight. So now I'm going to see, where is it going? It's going to go in here. And again, this is going to be a tipped in, hinged pocket. And I want as much of the hotel name and the town to show. So I'm going to lop it off again. I'm going to leave this because I need a hinge, but I know that I'm going to end this around here. So now, good. I'm going to stick this in here and give it a good, there we go. All right, so now I have to make the hinge. And the easiest way to do that is simply fold it in, even though I will ultimately fold it the other way. And I want it to be about there. All right, so now I'm going to fold it back on itself. So this is going to be my new pocket, okay? So one thing I want to do is, I don't need this much of this, so I'll just trim that. And then I'm going to miter it so it doesn't bother me later, as I know it has the potential. So now I have enough to make the hinge, okay? And I just need to glue this closed, maybe around some corners if I'm going to do that. And put in a little thumb hole. So now just open this baby up. And we can just glue this edge closed. There we go. And this edge closed. Everything else is good. All right. So that's going to take a second to dry, but we can move on. So now I'm just going to eyeball it here. There we go. Do I want to round the corners? Would that be cute? Yeah, I think it would be. So I'm going to round them to the medium. Okay. Now, of course, we're inking. We are inking. All right. And now we're going to decide where in here it's going to go. And I think that'll do it right there. Now a little glue. Just put it in. Give it a second to find its home and move in. Okay, so now you could stop here, but I'm looking at this and thinking, no, let's cover that up. Let's cover that. And one thing we can use is some of this paper. Now remember, this is the paper I had pulled out of the signatures because it really was too brittle to hold up as part of a spread. But it's a great thing to just stick in and glue flat to a page. So maybe we'll even just rip this. It wants to rip, so we'll let it rip. I'm going to use my deckled edge here and just kind of eyeball it. Now I'm looking at this, and if I glue this in, I'm going to waste a lot of blank space over here. Maybe I want to use more print space, like so. So there, I lopped off some of that empty border. And then here I'm going to just rip this. And I like this part up here, so let's keep that. I think I'm going to keep that title too. And then I'm going to come down here and rip. And go up here and rip. All right, so now I want to come in here and rip this side a little bit, which I should have done when I started, but that's okay. Let me take it off the book. That might go a little easier. There's not much to hold on to. So here I'm just going to rip it this way. With this old book paper, this is as easy as deckling. Okay, now we're going to put this back in here, and that's going to add a finished look to our page. So we don't see that. Okay. Of course, we could ink, and probably should. There we go. And now glue that in. Glue, glue, glue. You can use any glue you like. I'm going to use basic glue stick. Now you do have to be careful when gluing, using a glue stick on old paper. And the best advice I can give you is work from the center out. And that will avoid cutting or ripping any of the delicate edges. But I like glue stick for this application because it is pretty even, and I do want this to sit flat. Okay. Book back here. Let's close this to make sure that we have enough room for it. There we go. All right, so I'm perfectly fine with covering up that page of beautiful print. That's a Sparkbird design. Because I have it over here. And this now makes this a nice pocket. You're a little short. Let's get something bigger. That can hold a tag or journal space, whatever you like. Go in. See, sometimes things just betray me. Whew. Okay, that's not really that difficult. All right, so now we have another. We can add some journaling space here. In fact, somewhere I will look, I have a journal space card I might put there. Or, how fun would that be? Yes, let's do this. Again, it needs a little love. So now I'm going to put this here. I'm going to tuck this under so that it is journal space, but it fits there now. So let's do that. Oh. Let's do that. And now we just want to glue that section. Again, glue stick is a fine choice for this. this here. Perfect. And that folds out. Now, how would somebody know that folds out? Well, I don't know that I want anyone to know. But if I did add a simple little tag, I'm going to use this, I think. Let me find my little chomper. And not really fair. I've already used these in this journal, but that's okay. And now I'm going to put a little tab on here. And I want it to go that way because I want to see the number when I put it in. Okay, so I'm just going to glue the bottom. Oh, it's asking for some. Okay. A little glue on this one side is all I need. And I actually want it that way because I want the 45 to show. And I'll let that glue dry a little bit, but let's see what happens now. Now I know I can pull that out. Lovely. Make sure it's not sticking to anything. Let it dry. Okay, so there are some things we can do with some of the freebie papers or any papers you have. Okay, so this is another Sparkbird freebie that we're going to use, put into action. So it's one page on one side, and then I printed another random piece on the other side. So what I'm going to do, I want to make a little folded journal space for in this book. So I'm going to fold this page. There are normal divisions here, or natural divisions. These can be used as cards, but I've printed it on regular paper, and I'm just going to fold it like so. Okay, and then I'm going to fold it this way. So essentially I'm just folding it in quarters and trying to come as close as possible to the natural transitions. So where did I think I was going to put this? Could go there. This was stenciled on with one of the stencils from Carol. Let me see. Could go there, but those are already pretty decorated. This is not the prettiest paper to go there. I don't hate that. Let's see what the other side has on it. Oh, all right. Well, that kind of goes with the whole feel of the book. So I'm going to flip it around and make that a front. And it works out this also doesn't go as much with the color themes in the book. So I will cover that up. Okay, so now this and this. Got a double crease going on in here, so let me just correct that. There we go. And now I'm just going to trim. So let's say to about here. And look at me, just using scissors like a pro. And then I want to cut off just that top part. There we go. Okay. So what we wind up with is a little folded journal space, like so. So I'm going to use this as the front, then it will open to this, and then to that. Lovely. So we could ink the edges. All right, there they are, inked well enough. Remove that. And now we just need to attach this in here. So we have the same sort of issue we had earlier where it may warp this page a little bit because I don't know what the grain is on this page. Oh, it feels like it's going that way. And I know the grain on this page is going the other way. So we're not going to care a lot, but we're going to glue this in place. So to do that, again, I'm just going to use glue stick because that's all it needs. So I'm just going to cover this up, and this is where it's going to get glued in. Let me think first, do I want to do anything else to it? Because if I want to decorate it, now would be the time. In terms of like edges and stuff, but I think I don't. All right, so now just a little glue, not too much. Let's take this, I'm gonna stick it right in here, like so. I want to make sure that we crease these corners, or these folds rather, so they lay good and flat. And now we've got a nice, oops, a nice journaling space that we can use. So I'm wondering, would it be fun? No, it wouldn't be. Take my word for it. Here we go. We're done with this page. So since I'm trying to make this journal without my usual neurotic measurement precision, we are going to make this next part using this 3x5 index card as our cheat. So what I want to do, let me make some space here, is make an envelope enclosure that I can put back here. So I've got another, these are again freebies, and I've printed it two-sided on 65-pound cardstock. Again, index stock would work here, really almost anything, but even, you know, just a good paper. So essentially we are going to make an envelope without measuring that will fit in this page and hold this size material. And look at me bending without even scoring. Are we amazed? I'm amazed. They may be trembling when you turn off the camera, but that's okay. So we're just going to fold top and bottom to cover this card. And I'm just kind of testing. Okay, I have a lot of room here, so I'm just going to make sure I have like a 1/4 inch on each side, which is great. But I'm just going to make sure that it's still going to fit in my little book here, and it will. All right, so we've done that. So let's do those. Now we're going to take this paper and bend it this way again, so it closes our card. And then take this side and go up. There we go. All right, so now let's get those folds cemented in. It looks pretty good. All right, so now obviously we can trim off all of this, but for now we'll leave it and we'll trim it off in a minute. So basically, on whatever side you can see better, because on mine it's kind of a toss-up, we're going to cut off all the corners. Okay, right into there. Come on. See very well. I did not go all all the way. You know how I much prefer doing this with a knife, but I'm trying to exit my comfort zone a little bit by not measuring, not scoring, and using scissors instead of my knife. You know, we all get used to our stuff. All right, there we go. So we still have these white edges that I'm going to want to get rid of. I see I was a little off on this, so I'm going to clean that up. Go, take that out. Easy, easy. If you were using borderless paper, you wouldn't even have to do this part. But I didn't change my setting, so. All right, so now this would be the top, I suppose. This would be the outside, or you could change it around. So now here, this guy is a little bit wide, so I'm just gonna come in and ever so slightly miter. There we go, on both sides. And now it should fit in just perfectly, and it does. And do the same for this side. All right. So now, there. Probably want it that way. And, or you could do it totally the other side, but then this all gets hidden, and I like that, so I'm going to have that as my inside. All right, so now I want to round these corners on these. It has disappeared. Here we go. I'm going to do large on this one. Okay, so here we really can't round because it's not a 95 or 90-degree edge, but we could soften. And I'm going to do that. All right, let's try that one again because the other ones didn't do too badly. This is a bigger, there we go. All right, that. And now we just need to add our closure. So I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, I don't need that much of an overlap, so I'm going to slice this off. So I just trimmed this much off of here, and now re-round that corner. Okay, there we go. So now I want to add our little policy closure to this. So I need a few discs and my grommet machine, or you can use brads. All right, one of my hole punches is missing, so we're going to go with this size. And again, I'm just using these paint chips as my closure holders. I'm going to stick this in here. No, this one's too hard. Let me get that other one. I'm going to use this guy, and I want to use little grommets. So I've got these are the smallest ones I have. All the others that I have are pretty big, and this is a very small scale. So we're going to use small. Okay. So in using small, we want the small hole. And now I'm just going to eyeball this because I never get it right. But this is the eyeball journal, right? Oh, it's way up here. That's why, maybe that's why I never get it right, because I'm not even close to where it is. Let's try that. Close enough. Okay, so there's one. I'm going to put one on each side here. These cute little jobbers. It's really way bigger than it needs, but Not sure where my medium size is. All right, now I want one to go under here as sort of a buffer, and that we can use these. So just take any scrap of paper, does not matter what. Put two together. Put some holes in them. A little glue. There we go. And stick a little glue here just to keep everything together. It should stay together just fine. Again, it's just a little reinforcement and it gives the string a little space. So we're going to do that again on the other one. Alright, so now we just need to decide where on here we want our closures. And they've got to be far enough apart so that they can open. So let's just say here, let's grab a pencil, somewhere there. Let me see, that's there. And somewhere there. Let's get our holes in. There's the other one. Put these in. That in, change it to the grommet section. That took some doing. That is not good news. Okay, so now I want to change my settings to these smaller, because I'm using a smaller grommet. And now we just line them up. Put it on a little nub and squeeze. Do the same for this one. There we go. So now we have that, and we just need to add string. All right, so I think I'm going to use this string. So let me just cut a piece of it, really any length. And I want it on this one. There we go. Let me just see how big I want it. Oh, that's plenty. Plenty. So let's give it a nice little knot. Perfect. Now this we can trim. And this one come around, and we can either just go around once like this, or we can let it go a couple times and then trim. I tend to like a little bit longer thread. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Now we can stick our little thing in here. Now, of course, this is screaming for more decoration. But for now, I'm just going to stick it right in and open it up first and make sure it's the right side up. Here we go, here we go. Perfect. All right. So now we could make this a pocket, of course. And so it's sort of like, well, we might as well. I don't know that I need a pocket here, but why would I care otherwise, right? Just, okay. Let's get rid of that. Actually, I'm not going to make this a pocket because honestly, I'm probably not going to use it as one, and I want more sturdiness for the things that do get kept in here. Good enough. All right, so now we'll take our little policy envelope and stick it in. And of course, I will come back and ink these edges. Get rid of that glue. Now we can open it up. Beautiful. Take a bone folder. Make sure it's all stuck. And it is. So let me close this up because it's already unhappy. All right, so now we can take our card, which we used as our template, just something to easily work around. Make sure it fits, and it does. And there we have it. Lovely, right? Beautiful. All right, so that's going to do it for this little baby, I think. And it really became a work for me of, you know, working outside my comfort zone without a lot of measuring and scoring and using scissors instead of a knife. But I love it, and it needs obviously now to have a little hairdressing because it's been in the shrapnels. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned little techniques and things you can use in any journal. So go create, be awesome.